welcome here. My name is Julia and I have a story that I want to share with you. So, let's start at the very beginning. I was born in a very small city in Russia called Maysky. It is located in the Kabardino-Balkar Republic. When I was 2 years old, my family moved to the United States where I grew up. As I was growing up in the United States, every couple of years my family would come visit my grandma here in Russia. We would spend some time with her, help her out, and we would go to the local church. So as I got older, we went to the church a lot more often. We spent a lot of time with the youth, and there I met this boy who would later on become my husband. So let's get into detail about that. When I was 17 years old, I got baptized, and that summer my mom, my sister, and I came to visit my grandma, and my husband and I, who wasn't obviously not my husband back then, started to talk a lot more, hang out. He would always drive us home from the church, and we would spend some time talking in the car. And when I left that summer, we started talking a lot more on the internet. And about a year later, I visited Russia again and he proposed to me. So a year after the proposal, I moved here and we got married. After about a couple of months of living here, I realized I can't. I was so used to my life in America as a student in college. I was busy in the church, I had a job, I had a car, I had friends, I had my family there. Moving here, everything completely changed. In the beginning, I did not have any friends here. Even though I had visited when I was younger, it just all of a sudden felt so different because I had missed my church so much. I did not have a job here and still do not have a job here. I don't have a license, I don't have a car, I don't go to college. I, just like lost all of these things that I was so used to being surrounded by. One of the hardest being my church and my family, my parents, my brother and sister. And my husband obviously saw that it was very difficult for me here, and we made the decision to file for an immigration visa for my husband and move to the United States. We had no idea that it would take this long. We thought that I would file those documents, we would get an answer in about 6 months, maybe a little more, and within a year, maybe a year and a half, we had moved to America. It has been over 2 years. We are still here. And this process, it has been stressful. Everybody who goes through anything that has to do with immigrating and visas and just any kind of immigration documents overall knows it is not an easy process. There's so much little detail that you have to pay attention to when filing and just, keeping up with everything, knowing what you're doing. It's very hard, and honestly, I would not be able to do it without my mom. So, after a few months that we got married, I visited the United States where I filed those documents. We realized that it was going to take a little bit longer than we thought, and a little while after I filed, I got pregnant. Right now, my daughter is already almost 10 months old, which is absolutely insane. I have visited America when I was pregnant, and then my family visited me when my daughter was just born. So I haven't been to America in over a year. My family hasn't seen my daughter in almost a year, and it's very hard, but the process continues. Right now, we are pretty close to the process being over, but because of COVID, everything has kind of been put on hold, and I know we are not the only ones whose situation is like that right now. Everybody that is filing their documents, whether it's for their parents, for a fiance, for a spouse, for anybody, everything has kind of been put on hold because of the whole situation with COVID, and so many people all over the world are affected by it. And all I can say is I am so thankful that I'm able to live here with my husband. Between the time that we started talking and I came here to visit and he proposed to me, it was about 9 or 10 months. And then I left and I was finishing a semester in school plus preparing for moving and all of that kind of stuff. So from the engagement to when we got married, it was another 9 or 10 months of not seeing each other. And guys, it was difficult. It was hard. And so right now, I am just so beyond grateful that I get to be here with my husband while we wait for this whole process, because there's so many people around the world that don't have this opportunity because of work or other obstacles in their life, they are not able to live with their spouse. And with COVID going on, nobody can even visit, which that's hard. So this process is taking a long time, again, over 2 years now, but all I can say is that I'm so thankful that we get to be together throughout this time. And yes, it is difficult to continue living here in Russia, living here in this very small town that I very much do not like. But I'm here with my family, with my husband who I love, with his family who I love, with my daughter who I love, and thank God for the internet. And I can talk with my family and friends through the internet and all of that. And of course it is hard, but it is the process. We knew what we were getting ourselves into, kind of. Well, at least we know now. And I decided to film this process, even though this isn't the very beginning, but it is the part that I would say is probably maybe the most stressful, but also the most exciting. So we have to be called in for an interview at the US Embassy in Moscow for my husband's visa either to be approved or denied, which is the biggest step, the most exciting step, and of course, the one we are most anxious about because it kind of decides our future, you know? So after that, we'll be able to finally move, God willing. And I just wanted to be able to film this whole process, share it with maybe somebody that's going through something similar, or just if you're interested, mostly probably for my close family and friends, and just kind of to be able to look back on this like years from now and just not forget everything that I felt in these moments and the way that it all happened, and just so that I can praise God for everything that He's done in my life. So if this interests you, join us on our journey. If you have any questions, comment down below with any questions. Follow me on Instagram. I would love to answer more questions because I don't know how in detail to kind of talk about this stuff. So I would love to make a video with my husband and be able to answer any questions you guys have, and just kind of for you guys to get to know us a little bit better. So thank you for watching. Bye!